High Counselor Marantha felt a surge of satisfaction as she watched the final vote tallies appear on the holographic display. 47 civilizations had voted in favor of Resolution 2847. Only one had opposed it: humanity, whose single representative sat in stunned silence at the council table. "The motion passes," Marantha announced, her crystalline voice echoing through the Grand Assembly chamber. "By galactic law, the human colonies in the Outer Rim are hereby declared illegal settlements. All human presence beyond the Sol system must cease within one standard galactic year." Ambassador David Chen rose slowly from his seat, his face pale but controlled. Around him, representatives from dozens of species avoided his gaze. Some looked genuinely regretful the Altarians had abstained rather than vote against their former allies. Others, like the Vailtari delegation, seemed smugly pleased with the outcome. "Honored counselors," Chen said, his voice carrying clearly through the translation matrix, "humanity requests clarification. Are you ordering us to abandon our colonies, our homes, our families?" "The resolution is quite clear," replied Councillor Zekrath of the Hegemony. "Human expansion has proceeded without proper authorization. Your species was granted membership in this council as a courtesy, not as recognition of territorial rights." Chen looked around the chamber one final time, meeting the eyes of delegates who had once called themselves friends. The vote hadn't been close, 47-1, with only 3 abstentions. The message was clear: humanity was no longer welcome in galactic civilization. "I see," Chen said quietly. He reached into his diplomatic case and withdrew a small device, placing it on the podium before him. "Then I am authorized to deliver humanity's response." The device activated, projecting a hologram of an elderly human woman in military uniform. Even those unfamiliar with human hierarchy could recognize authority when they saw it. "I am Admiral Sarah Mitchell, Commander-in-Chief of United Earth Defense Forces," the hologram began. "By the time you receive this message, the Galactic Council will have voted to expel humanity from the Outer Rim territories." Murmurs rippled through the assembly. How could the humans have known the result before the vote was even taken? "We have anticipated this betrayal for some time," the Admiral continued. "Our intelligence services have been monitoring Council communications for the past 18 months. We know about the secret agreements to divide human territories among yourselves. We know about the resource assessments of our worlds. We know everything." High Counselor Marantha felt a chill run through her crystalline form. The humans had been spying on the Council. That was a violation of a dozen interstellar treaties. Therefore, Admiral Mitchell's image continued. "Humanity issues this final warning to all Council species. You have 72 hours to evacuate your citizens, military forces, and assets from human space. After that deadline, anyone remaining in our territory will be considered hostile." "Hostile?" Councillor Zekrath scoffed. "What can one primitive species do against the combined might of 47 civilizations?" The hologram smiled a cold, predatory expression that made several delegates unconsciously step back. "Councillor Zekrath," Admiral Mitchell said, though the recording couldn't possibly be responding to him in real time, "your question will be answered shortly. But first, let me explain what you've actually voted for today." The hologram gestured, and new images appeared around the chamber. Star charts showing human territory, with dozens of systems marked in red. "These are not just our colonies," the Admiral explained. "These are the locations where we've been testing our real military technology for the past 20 years. Every mining operation, every search station, every civilian settlement has been a cover for the largest military buildup in galactic history." Ambassador Chen watched as the color drained from alien faces around the chamber. The implications were staggering. "You see, we learned something from your previous treatment of younger species. The Kethtari were absorbed when they showed weakness. The Mordun were conquered when they showed strength. The only way to survive in your galaxy was to appear harmless while preparing for war. High Counselor Marantha's voice cracked as she spoke. This is impossible. Our intelligence services would have detected. Your intelligence services detected exactly what we wanted them to detect, the Admiral interrupted, her recorded words eerily appropriate to the moment. While you were congratulating yourselves on keeping the primitive humans contained to their little corner of space, we were building weapons platforms in every system, creating supply lines you never imagined, and recruiting allies you didn't know existed. The chamber erupted in chaos as delegates began demanding explanations from their intelligence chiefs. Several species representatives were already calling for emergency military conferences. Your 72 hours begin now, Admiral Mitchell concluded. Use them wisely. Those who choose to remain and test our resolve will discover why humanity spent 2 centuries fighting each other before we reached for the stars. We learned to wage war against enemies who shared our biology, our psychology, our understanding of tactics. Fighting aliens will be much easier. The hologram faded, leaving the chamber in stunned silence. Ambassador Chen stood calmly at his podium, checking his chronometer. 71 hours and 58 minutes remaining, he announced. I suggest you begin your evacuations immediately. This is madness. Counselor Zeekrath snarled. We have fleets that number in the thousands. Your pathetic species cannot hope to. His words were cut off as emergency alarms began sounding throughout the council station. The tactical displays around the chamber lit up with impossible readings. Sir, a technician's voice echoed through the comm system. We're detecting massive fleet movements in human space. Hundreds of ships, sir. No, thousands. They're coming out of hyperspace in perfect formation. Chen smiled as he gathered his diplomatic materials. The Admiral was quite specific about the deadline. 72 hours for evacuation. After that, he paused at the chamber's entrance, looking back at the assembled delegates who had so casually voted to destroy human civilization. After that, you'll discover what species learns to build when it spends 2 centuries trying to kill itself more efficiently than anyone else ever has. As alarms continued to wail and tactical displays showed human fleets emerging from hyperspace across a dozen sectors, the Galactic Council finally understood the magnitude of their mistake. They had betrayed humanity, expecting weakness. Instead, they had awakened something far more dangerous than they had ever imagined.